Greetings and welcome to our ministry office in Ayacucho, Peru. Mary Lynn and I have seen a lot happen out of this humble place over the past 12 years. These photos speak of past graduations and of Quechua Bible Institutes, or QBIs, currently in progress. This 2-year series of 160 classes is the only Bible school that exists for this language group. We have stayed focused on the call we received back in 1998 to come here and help strengthen the body of Christ. To get a better idea of what we do, we'd like to share with you a recent trip out into the campo. During this trip, we put on an administrator's training workshop and started 4 schools. Our first stop was the village of Chuschi. Chuschi is a place with a sad and violent history. This is where the Shining Path terrorists launched their armed conflict against Peru. During this time, over 72,000 people were killed, and of these, about 900 were pastors. Upon arriving, we unloaded the truck, had breakfast, and set up for the workshop. Our mission this weekend was to plant 4 new QBIs.
To ensure the success of our new schools, we put on a workshop before a school can be started to teach all of the administrative skills needed to run a school with excellence. After the workshop for the 4 new administrators, we had a great lunch and got to know some of the new students.
School opening ceremonies are designed to encourage the students to not only start well, but to finish well. We desire that our students believe in themselves and know that they can succeed, whether they know how to read or not. We show them photos of other graduation ceremonies where students, just like them, have graduated. After lunch, we held the opening ceremony for the 15 Chuschi students that were signed up to study. We then traveled on to the next church. The drive to the village of Sarawa was long and treacherous, especially in the dark. In the daylight, the average speed on these glorified trails is about 10 miles per hour. We arrived at Sarawa, met with the leaders, had dinner, attended a church service, and then held the second school opening ceremony of the day. There were 15 students signed up. The ceremony ended late, and we all went to bed really tired. It had been a long day.
The next day, after an early breakfast, we headed for the village of Wambo to open our 3rd school. The drive was beautiful. Halfway there, hitchhikers from Sarawa in the back of our truck yelled "Stop!" They got out and proceeded to pick branches from a certain bush growing along the trail. Turns out that these branches make great brooms for their dirt floor houses. Upon arrival, we unpacked our gear, had yet another breakfast, met with the church leaders, and then planned the opening ceremony. This was a small rustic church, and we were surprised to learn that 17 students had signed up and were anxious to study. Unfortunately, after the opening, we had to leave right away as we still had our last school to open.
From Wambo, we headed back 3.5 hours over the mountains to open our 4th school in the village of Achuri. Upon arrival, we met with the leaders, held the opening, shared a quick meal, and again, we did not stay long as we wanted to get back to Ayacucho before nightfall.
The drive home to Ayacucho was uneventful. Our whole team was blessed to have been a part of what God had done over the past 2 days. We hope you enjoyed learning a bit more of what we do from this typical ministry trip. God is opening up many new doors for the ministry, and we are really excited. In 2012, we believe we can start between 20 to 40 more schools for training leaders. This will be impossible to do with our current budget. Our monthly support needs to increase in order to provide for new staff, transportation, equipment, materials, and the development and translation of new and relevant educational courses into the Quechua language.
We need your help, and as always, we invite you to write, call, or visit us to see how you can be a part of Team Peru.